Oxford Science Park is one of the most influential science and technology environments in the UK. We met with the park's managing director, Piers Scrimshaw-Wright, to find out what they'll be speaking to us about at Business in Oxford 2017.
Piers, thank you for joining us this morning. So you've been in residence as MD of Oxford Science Park for 9 months now. Could you give us maybe a bit of background about where you were before OSP?
Of course, yeah. So, I've been in the commercial property industry now for just over 20 years. I've actually been involved in the business park and science park movement for the best part of 15 years. I was previously at Arlington. They were probably the market leaders in business parks, and I helped take that business into science parks about 10 or 12 years ago now. And the business ended up being bought by an Australian listed company called Goodman. I was also involved in a management buy-in, buyout startup a few years ago, trying to put together a platform of science parks in the UK and really the key hotspots, which is sensibly the strong university towns and obviously London. Didn't quite come off, these things happen, but Magdalen College bought out their private sector JV partner M&G about 15 months ago, and with that was a want to obviously give the project new impetus. And actually, they went out into the open market to find a sort of MD or project champion, and there I was in Oxford anyway. So I think I was a fairly natural sort of fit, given where I'd come from, and then joined the business in May last year. And
you joined at an exciting time?
Very exciting time. So with the buyout was a want to commit to new development. I think candidly, the previous JV partner, their attitude to risk and access to capital changed quite markedly when the world changed 8 or 10 years ago. So they became quite a sort of passive partner for a number of years. So really, with obviously the college taking back control, they were able to be sort of master their own destiny and actually commit new capital to development. So we started building this new building about a month ago now, and that completes in March next year. So it's a very significant sort of milestone really in terms of the general sort of gestation of this project, and will create a step change, both in terms of architecture, but also in terms of the headcount on the park, hopefully.
And sort of square footage, we talked about it.
Yeah, it's a 63,000 square foot building over 4 floors. We've actually sort of souped up, so to speak, the plant, i.e. the air handling capacity within the building, so that it can be sort of retrofitted for quite heavy laboratory use. And generally, the demand we're seeing across the science park, but also really in the wider county, is quite often for laboratory type usage, really, which is a function obviously the bounce that seems to be coming through in the knowledge economy at the moment.
And you've kindly agreed to speak at Business in Oxford in May, which is very kind of you. What can our delegates expect to hear from you?
Well, I think this science park obviously is in many ways a bricks and mortar play, but actually it's more than that. So, we have a very rich commercial ecosystem here, i.e. businesses that are innovative, entrepreneurial, and wanting to prosper and grow and actually commercialise, their research and development programmes. And so what we're trying to do here is to foster a sort of collegiate sort of ethos, so that actually people communicate with one another. They don't just operate in silos, and that actually, they do collaborate either informally, and that might just be a very simplistic coffee chat, or obviously, they might end up taking those conversations on and actually formalising a commercial relationship where, the spoils can be mutually shared.
So you really see the art of conversation as something you need to invigorate.
We've got 2 sort of core buildings here that provide that sort of function. So we've got the Magdalen Centre, which is our innovation centre. That building's been on the park now for over 25 years. And then this building that we're in at the moment, the Sadler building, which was built about 10 years ago, has a sort of slightly wider sort of catering sort of amenity function in terms of conferencing, but also a bar, a brasserie, and a delicatessen bar. And that's finding a lot of favour. And it's very important that not only people on the park use it, but also we get off-park footfall, so to speak, so that people want to come here. And actually it's a place where people feel good about themselves, and there's a sense of well-being, and people do talk to one another.
Well, thank you again for your time, and we look forward to seeing you in May.